Yes, guys, yes, people, welcome back to Eli Talks Football and welcome to your match preview for Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. And hope you guys are having a good weekend. Of course, I've watched the Premier League games such as the Arsenal Brighton game when they ended it 1-1. And Brighton, um, you know, they may not be Arsenal, but they still have good record at the Emirates Stadium. So in the last 5 games, they've won 3 of them, and they've drawn only once, and they've only lost once as well, if I'm correct. 1 minute. No, they lost twice. They drawn once, and they beat them 3 times. So in all competitions, so Arsenal don't. It looks like they simply cannot do the dough. Well, they did it last season, but they couldn't beat Brighton today. And I have to say this as well. That Declan Rice red card for me as a neutral, it was good. But to be honest with you, I think that's harsh because I remember when Chelsea played Brighton last season, we beat them 2-1 at the Emirates Stadium. I think it was João Pedro or maybe Pascal Pogba, I've forgotten. But there was a Brighton player that fouled Reece James, and then Reece James, did the stupidest thing and made a valid contact, and he got himself sent off. So now I think Veltman is very lucky to be on the pitch, but I've been looking at the website and the rules say if you kick the ball during the free kick, that means you're gonna get a yellow card. Now, to me, I don't know where they got this one from, but it looks like listen, what Declan Rice did, he shouldn't be fouling the player. But Veltman did it worse because there was no need for you to do that. Just keep on going down to the ground, and then you see the referee making the decision. But listen, Declan Rice got a second yellow card, so he's going to miss the North London derby after the international break. So, also fans in the chat, how do you feel about that one? Because you drop points, you're still unbeaten up against Brighton, but you're not at the top anymore because Man City have beaten West Ham 3-1, which I predicted, so I got the 3 points. And Erling Haaland has got a hat trick. He's got 8 Premier League hat tricks for man in the Premier League, and he's not far of Sergio Aguero, Alan Shearer, Wayne Rooney, and all that stuff. So this guy is not human. He's unstoppable. You just cannot stop this guy. And he scored 70 Premier League goals in 69 games. 70. That is more than that. He's averaged more 1 point per goal. 1 point per goal. This tells you everything about this man. Back to back hat tricks for Man City. He did that at Fulham at the Etihad, and he does it again today. That's why Erling Haaland, if he keeps on scoring goals and breaking records, he could become the greatest Premier League player in history. He's not now because he's way off of Alan Shearer, but I have no doubt in a couple of years' time he will beat Alan Shearer in terms of the most Premier League goals. I don't think he can do it, but he's unstoppable. And this guy will get another golden boot. And this is what I'm telling you guys, Erling Haaland will break records. You continue to do that. And many people laughed at me saying, "Oh, listen, he did it for Dortmund, but can you do it for City?" And look at that. He's already done it. That's why people had to apologize to me because I know football. I know my knowledge. I know Erling Haaland can do that, even though I hate it, but it's true. So yeah, Man City won 3-1. So 3 out of 3 wins, 3 wins in a row, unbeaten. So they won now on top. So can anyone stop Manchester City? We'll have to wait and see. But there we go. But yeah, guys, in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about my thoughts on the transfer window, how I give it out of 10. Talk about the Crystal Palace game, give you my lineup, give you my predictions, and we'll end it from there. So let me start with the summer transfer window. Of course, yesterday I've been telling you about Amanda Bolsha not being staying for Chelsea. What the news is that he is going to Everton on loan with no option to buy. So he is going on loan, just like Raheem Sterling is for Arsenal. So there we go. But about a couple of minutes ago, Chelsea did announce the signing of Jadon Sancho from Manchester United with 20 to 25 million pounds on loan with an obligation to buy for next season. So he's going to be on loan and he will be turning back for Manchester United. But if he does so for Chelsea, I feel like the club will buy him. So we're going to have to wait and see. But Jadon Sancho, You grew up as a Chelsea fan, and here you are. You're home. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I just really hope you'll be better than Sterling and possibly Mudryk as well, because them two have been an absolute joke of a football club. They have great pace when it comes to decision making, 1-on-1. They simply cannot do that, you know. So to me, I think Sancho coming to Chelsea, will we see the Dortmund one or we see the Manchester United one? Fingers crossed, we see Jadon Sancho, the Dortmund Jadon Sancho, you know. So there we go. And listen, people be saying to me, where would Jadon Sancho be playing? Listen, we're gonna get injuries. Look, you know, Neto, God forbid they gets an injury, but it's most likely. Because the other thing I'm worried about this guy is his injury record. So if he gets an injury, I know that Jadon Sancho will be starting as well. Because I don't think the manager trusts in Sterling, as we saw what he did before the Man City game, and he doesn't trust Mudryk, you know. He trusts Jadon Sancho. So let's see if his system can get the best out of him. Because I want to see Jadon Sancho prove to Sterling and Mudryk why he better than them, you know, because this guy he's a good player. When it comes to like taking one-on-ones, he can do it. And when it comes to decision making, he either scores or passes to his teammate. So I want him to see. So if he could do that for Dortmund, I'm just really hoping he could do the same thing for Chelsea. So there we go. So Jadon Sancho to Chelsea has been announced. The other signings we did is Neto from Wolves, which is unexpected because I didn't think it would happen, but the owners did. So there we go. And even in the Wolves game, he got the assist to João Felix, who is also back for Chelsea, and he even scored on his debut. So not a bad signing for that one. Who else did we sign? So yeah, I think that's it for now. And then we also signed. If I'm gonna check on the club's website just to give you information. So give me a second. So guys, this is what Chelsea have signed during the summer transfer window. So we signed Tosin from Fulham. Estefan Willian will be playing for Chelsea next season, but he's on for Real Madrid. We signed Kellyan from Aston Villa. Of course, we signed an 80-year-old Mark Guru from Barcelona in Spain. We've also signed Dewsbury Hall from Leicester City. Vega from Basel, who looked really good against Servette. We've also signed Philip Jensen from Villarreal, a goalkeeper. Of course, it's who else? We signed Mike Pendes, who is going to be the goalkeeper for Chelsea next season. So there we go. So that's all the players that we signed. Um, in terms of the departures, Thiago Silva left Chelsea in June. We've also left Jamie Cumming from Oxford United. Of course, Ian Maatsen left Chelsea to go to Aston Villa. We've also let Omari Hutchison go to Ipswich Town. We've also left Lewis Hall leave Chelsea to go to Newcastle. Hakim Ziyech is in Galatasaray. Belongsa, Diego Morona, Bostow, along to Hull City. Conor Gallagher, of course, going to Atletico Madrid. We also got rid of Lukaku, who is also the Napoli player. So yeah. Then we've got Angelin, who's left Chelsea to go to Empoli. We've also let Gilchrist go on loan to Sheffield United in the Championship. You know, Andre Santos on Strasbourg, Eusebio for Barker Juniors, Leslie Kuchuku, Southampton on loan, Humphreys for Swansea, Kepa for Southampton. I'm sorry, for Bournemouth. Then Petrovic, Strasbourg from France, and Trevor Chalobah as well. He's on loan to Crystal Palace. Raheem Sterling, of course, to Arsenal, and Ambrosia Borja on deadline day for Everton. So there we go. So that's the players that we signed, and that's the players who's on loan, and that's the players who have left Chelsea. Now, in terms of the whole transfer window, I'm gonna give it possibly like a 7 out of 10 because the Neto signing, the João Felix one, the Jadon Sancho one has been really good. But the reason why I'm not gonna give it an 8 or 9 out of 10 is because we have signed no striker, no number 9. We had the chance of Victor Osimhen, but on deadline day, the deal is off. These owners, the recruitment team, Egbali, Winstanley, Togboli, they had so much time of bringing in Victor Osimhen, but they bottled it. They did. Ivan Toney was interested, but I would have had Victor Osimhen instead, but we ended up bottling him. Michael Olise, close to joining Chelsea, not happening. Not happening. That's why I'm going to give it like a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. Because we signed Neto, João Felix, and all that stuff, but we didn't sign a centre back. We didn't sign a striker. And we signed so many goalkeepers. And also we sold a couple of players as well. So that's why I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10. But if you would have signed a centre back and a striker in Victor Osimhen, I would have given it like an 8.5 out of 10. Or maybe 9. But the fact that we didn't, I have to give it like a 7 out of 10. It's been a good transfer window, but not the best. Because to me, yeah, without our striker, it looks like more likely we're not going to finish in the Champions League next season. Because Jackson ain't good enough. João Felix can play as a false 9, but not too much. Cole Palmer cannot play in that position. Mark Gu is 18 years old and he's young. So it's very disappointing that we couldn't sign a striker this season. So in the summer transfer window, I'm very disappointed at Igbali, Winstanley, Stewart, Stewart, Togboli, the Okuman team. I'm very disappointed in you. Very disappointed, you know. You can sign some good experienced players, but you cannot sign Victor Osimhen or get Ivan Toney in. It's an embarrassing, it's a disgrace. So these owners have to look themselves. You have plenty of time, 2 months here, to sign a striker, where there's Ivan Toney, Gyökeres, Victor Osimhen. And you couldn't get any of them. It's an absolute disgrace, man. The Olise one, yeah, it's disappointing, but we signed Neto and Jadon Sancho, so that's what I'm gonna get. So that's why the Olise one, I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself. But the striker situation, they took way too long. Way too long. It's embarrassing. And the fact that we also interested in Everton name Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Joanna, and all that stuff, it's embarrassing as well. For me, I would rather have Victor Osimhen. Because when he scored 20 Premier League goals for Napoli, they've won the league. The 15, you know, when Ivan Toney have scored goals in the Premier League, but after what he did for the betting, he hasn't been that great at all. He hasn't been that great. So that's why I would rather have Victor Osimhen than Ivan Toney. But we couldn't get both. We couldn't get either one of them, which is embarrassing. So to me, it's a good transfer window. Not the best, 7 out of 10. I mean, what do you guys think of our summer transfer window? Let me know in the comments down below. What you think of it and what you give it out of 10. Because I would give it like a 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10. Because you signed some good players. We sold some cases as well. But you haven't signed a striker and a centre back. It's embarrassing, man. It really is embarrassing. So that's what I'm going to say on that one. In terms of tomorrow's game, listen, we have a good record against Crystal Palace. Even though we're shit, we always beat them. 14 times, yeah, we beat Crystal Palace in the Premier League. The last time Crystal Palace beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge was in 2017. And also, the last time they've ever beat Chelsea was 7 years ago. I remember when Azpilicueta scored that own goal and Wilfred Zaha scored as well. That was 2-1 on the Torrey Conte when we lost to them at Selhurst Park. Ever since then, it's just been wins after wins after wins. So can you make it 15 in a row? And that is the most wins out of any opponent that Chelsea did. So it looks like Crystal Palace does not want to play Chelsea. And we're at Stamford Bridge as well. So I want the performance to be better. I want to get us a home win in the Premier League. I want the atmosphere to be better. I want Enzo Wesker to stick to his tactics. I don't want these players to really step up. Because that Wenger was embarrassing. Even the game against Man City, 2 weeks ago was also embarrassing. So I want us to get another 3 points. I want us to be consistent in terms of winning games, performances, and all that stuff. Because that's the only way we're gonna win a trophy this season and finish in the top four. If we could be consistent. If not, that just shows you everything you need to know about this football club. So there we go. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. So guys, without further ado, I'm gonna give you guys my predicted lineup for tomorrow's game. So without further ado, let's go. So my predicted lineup will look like this. So in goal, I'm gonna go for Robert Sanchez because he may not have a great game against Wolves, but that distribution for Palm for the second goal into Nicholas Jackson was unbelievable. So if Robert Sanchez can you know do that same distribution, but also do well at the near post and make big saves, then maybe I can trust this guy. But for now, I still have doubts, but I'll still think that Robert Sanchez will start this game. So I'm going to put Robert Sanchez in goal. In terms of my back four, I'm going to keep it the same. Even though we're going to concede, I'm still going to keep it the same. Reece James is back, but I wouldn't start him in this game. So I'll start Malo Gusto on the right back, Cooker on the left back. If Vega starts this game, I wouldn't be that mad because he did really well against Servette on Thursday night. But I think Mark Cooker will start this game. The two centre backs, Levi Cole, Race Fofana. I know that both of them will do horribly when it comes to like conceding goals, when it comes to either crosses or set piece and all that stuff. But in the second half against Wolves, they were a bit better. So yeah, those are going to be the same back four. Wes Fofana and Levi Cole, even though I don't trust them, it's as simple as that. In terms of my midfield, since there's no Lavia, I'm just gonna keep Enzo and Caicedo as a two favorite, even though that midfield have no balance because in the first half against Wolves, they were absolutely horrible. Only one tackle they made in the first half. But in the second half, they did so much better, so much better. So I still don't trust that pivot. I still think Lavia is still our best player, but he's still injured. So and also Kendrick's be holding out a great game against Vet on Thursday night. So yeah, Enzo's the captain, so that's why you can see why he's not going to be dropping this game. So that's going to be my two pivot. Now, in terms of the attacking midfielders, on the left wing, I'm gonna start. I want Pedro Neto to start because Mudryk didn't have a great game against Wolves. Against Servette, he was okay, but it wasn't that great because I keep on saying this guy, when it comes to pace, he can be good, but when it comes to decision making, it's shocking at times. Really is shocking. And we just signed Jadon Sancho as well. So left wing, Pedro Neto. On the right, I'm gonna put in Madueke because he may not have a great game against a vet, but he did score a hat trick here against Wolves. And let's hope that him and Palmer have that same partnership, because if we're gonna score goals, we need to make sure our attack is good. So I want him and Palmer to have the same partnership like they did against Wolves last week. So yeah, and I realized that Palmer plays better as a number 10 than he plays on the right wing. So that's why I'm going to put Palmer in the 10 and Madueke on the right. In terms of up top, I mean, Jackson did have a good game against Wolves, but he's not a number 9. He's not a striker. He is a left winger. So in terms of the false line, and Mark Guru didn't have a great game against Servette. So in terms of the false line, I'm going to put in Felix because I'm just hoping that Neto and Felix have that link up like they did against Wolves. So that's going to put Felix as a false line. I don't think he can do one in that position, but that's the only position I can trust him for because he played in that position and he scored for Neto assist. So that's why I want Felix to start rather than Jackson there or Mark Good. But I just know that Jackson will be starting this game, so it's as simple as that. But for me, I want João Felix to start in that game. So there we go. All right, guys. So that is my predicted lineup for tomorrow's game. So let me know in the comments down below whether you agree or disagree on any of my predicted lineup. Now I'm gonna give you guys my score prediction for tomorrow's game. So, as I mentioned before, in terms of our defending, we're going to concede because we haven't kept a clean sheet for a very long time so far this season. So, we are going to concede. But in terms of my score prediction, I'm going to go 3-1 to Chelsea. I'm going to go 3-1 to Chelsea. I believe João Felix will score, Palmer will score, and Madueke will score as well. In terms of Crystal Palace, I think Mateta will score, since he's back, from Crystal Palace. Will Eddie Nketiah get some minutes? Not quite sure. Not quite sure. But I know Mateta will be starting that game. So I'm going to back my team. I'm going to go for 3-1. We may not have great game against the Vet, but as you can see from the lineup, a few players started, but not all of them. So that's why I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea. I'm hoping that performance will be better, like we did against like we did against Wolves. Or the atmosphere will be better. Or Enzo Wesker stick to his tactics. Just keep it the same, keep it consistent. And yeah. And I believe if we do beat Crystal Palace, depending on what happens tomorrow in terms of Newcastle, Tottenham, and Liverpool and Man United, if Chelsea win this game, they will be um they will be in fifth place, because Aston Villa won, but the goal difference is 0. Brentford, you know, Brentford as well, have a 1 goal difference. So if we can see like 1 goal and score 3, that means we'll be in fifth place before during the international break. So that's why I'm hoping that Chelsea should win so that we can be above Brentford, Aston Villa, and all that stuff like we didn't do last season and the season before that. So there we go. So yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1 Chelsea. I'm gonna back my team. What's your score prediction as well? Let me know in the comments down below. But guys, that's the end of this video. Tomorrow, I've got a surprise for you. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Elijah-YHWH. So I've got a surprise for you. And my mom bought it for me yesterday, when we went shopping. So I'm gonna give you guys so I'm gonna reveal to you guys what the surprise is. So make sure you join me for the live watch along and a match reaction as well. It's gonna be live on my channel at about 1:15 since the game is at 1:30 p.m. kickoff, which is 30 minutes earlier than usual Sunday. So there we go. So guys, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Have a great night's sleep, and I catch you guys again very very soon. As always, take care. Goodbye. God bless. Up the Chels. Come on, you Blues. Let's go and win at Stamford Bridge tomorrow. In a bit, people. Peace.